up, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. Edwin Ríos is raking. Should he get more opportunities? How could the Dodgers find him more at-bats? We're going to dive into that in just a second. But quick reminder for all the latest Dodgers news, rumors, high videos, interviews, breakdowns, and more all season long. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation question of the day: should Edwin Ríos get more at-bats? Should he get more playing time? And how do you think the Dodgers should try to do that? Let me know down below. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. The Babe Rios revenge season is in full effect. Edwin Ríos is raking, and we saw that on full display against the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the series versus Pittsburgh, Rios goes 5 for 10 with 7 RBIs. He had a pinch hit home run on Monday. Then he has 3 hits on Tuesday, including a home run. And then yesterday, a bases-clearing double that tied the game. And I'm telling you, if it weren't for Rob Manfred's dead balls, that would have been over the fence too. Now his OPS on the season sits at 930, his batting average at 303, and you're seeing his success against right-handed pitchers. He absolutely rakes against righties, and that's the reason why he wasn't getting very many opportunities in the last few weeks. Just 2 at-bats for Edwin Ríos in the past 2 weeks, and that really is the issue when it comes to Edwin Ríos. You know, when he's sitting cold on the bench, I call him Edwin Frios, so it's about getting him more opportunities, getting him more at-bats, but the reality with Ríos is that he is a platoon player. We know he rakes against righties. So far this season, a 1,022 OPS with 3 home runs and a double at 9 RBIs versus righties. And then in 3 plate appearances against lefties, he goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And if you look at over the course of his career versus right-handed pitching, a 712 OPS, batting 184, on-base percentage at 238. And then you compare that to his success against righties, an 834 OPS with 13 home runs and 13 RBIs. So yes, he is a platoon player at this stage of his career, but the Dodgers do face a lot of right-handed pitching. Of course, there's more righties than lefties in Major League Baseball. So the question is, how do you get him more at-bats? Well, the first thing you look at is where has he gotten most of his at-bats this season, and it's come via the DH spot. When he's played, they've used him in that DH role. 30 plate appearances as the DH, also has 2 plate appearances subbing in at first base, and they also used him as a pinch hitter 3 times this season. So mostly he's been used as the DH, but last year early on we saw him playing some third base. You saw he was the man at the hot corner when the Dodgers won the 2020 World Series, but also the Dodgers do have Hanser Alberto. They have a guy that can play that position well, but Edwin Ríos is a guy that, hey, if you give him an opportunity, I think he could get the job done at the hot corner. Maybe what you could do is you give Justin Turner some more days off, because so far this season, Justin Turner, he has struggled mightily, but on the flip side, once the weather starts heating up, that's when Justin Turner starts heating up. So do you really want to spell Justin Turner and take him off the hot corner? Well, look, he's definitely lost his step. There's no question about it. You start to see age be a factor when it comes to his fielding abilities, and I think you want to keep him as healthy as possible in that DH role. So you have Edwin Ríos there at third, and you have Justin Turner at the DH spot. That's an option. But the other caveat there is that Justin Turner, he's had more success against righties throughout his career than he has against lefties. But they are very balanced splits, but an 838 career OPS versus righties versus an 814 career OPS versus lefties. 98 bombs against righties compared to 54 bombs against lefties. But then the other option too is Max Muncy, because we know that Max Muncy, what he's been able to do as far as getting on base, that's been key to keeping him in the lineup. We know he leads the league in walks with 25, but if you look at his batting average right now, it currently sits at 138. Now, I'm not a big, massive batting average guy, because batting average does not tell you the entire story, and I could do an entire video on why using batting average to assess a player is a little overrated and outdated, but for this case, if you look at his batting average, it currently sits at 138. That's last in all of Major League Baseball among qualified players, but his on-base percentage sits at 336. That's 68th in the league. That's a 198 points difference. That is the largest gap in all of Major League Baseball. baseball. So one thing you could do is you could give Edwin Ríos more opportunities to DH, and you could allow him to take those spots from Max Muncy, because Muncy, he's played the DH role so far 7 times this season. So you could get a platoon situation with Justin Turner and Edwin Ríos, but I think that's unlikely when you consider the fact that, one, we're about at the time of year when Justin Turner really starts to heat up, really starts to find that timing on his swing and his leg kick, and everything starts to click for JT. And then also, you have to consider Dave Roberts. He is loyal to a fault when it comes to Justin Turner. He is the heart and soul of this team. He is the milk to the Dodgers cereal. We know he's the unofficial captain, so I don't think you're going to see that. But I think that another thing, too, is you want to have him as a weapon off the bench. You saw one of those bombs he hit against the Pirates came in a pinch hitting role, and that was advantageous for the Dodgers. So you want to have him on the bench in spots that you know he can come up in a situation where you might need some slug. Now, he does have some warts. If you look at his strikeout rate this year, it sits at 38.2%. That walk percentage is at 2.9%. So a lot of boomer bust when it comes to Edwin Ríos at the plate. And you also add the fact that he is a lefty. And who are you going to pinch hit for him? You're going to pinch hit Gavin Lux. You're going to pinch hit for Bellinger or guys like that. So that's another thing you want to consider as well. So his role is definitely tricky at this point, but the fact that he continues to produce like he is, you're going to have to find a spot for him and get him some more at-bats. And yesterday, after the game, Dave Roberts, he talked about it. He said he's prepared. Obviously, I see that he's earning himself some more playing time, and also with this schedule, when you have a guy you can plug in who you know is going to be productive, it's certainly helpful. And then Rios also told reporters in Pittsburgh, I'm always excited to get in there and play. I feel like I keep repeating myself, but just staying ready and being ready to play. So you have to commend Edwin Ríos for his attitude in embracing his role for this team. He's also a guy that's been a great clubhouse presence. He brings the energy, he brings the fun. You heard Clayton Kershaw talk about it during his in-game interview last week, how him and Hanser, they're the jokers. They're the life of the party in that Dodgers dugout and in the clubhouse. And I've seen that myself. He's a guy that keeps things loose. Guys like to be around him, so that's positive as well. But it's kind of a tough spot for Edwin Ríos because he's still a young player that's still trying to prove that he can get it done at the big league level. He's still trying to establish himself in the show. So you ask yourself, is this really the best spot for Edwin Ríos when it comes to his development? Would he be better off being on a team that wasn't a World Series contender with such a stacked roster? Or would he be better off down in AAA? Would the Dodgers be better off having Jake Lamb or Kevin Pillar, guys that would embrace their roles more as veterans, whereas Edwin Ríos is still trying to establish himself in the big? So maybe the Dodgers, if he continues to have success, maybe they include him in a trade package and you get a team to buy high on Edwin Ríos. That's something else to consider. I'm not saying that I want the Dodgers to trade Ríos or advocating it for any reason or anything like that. I think he can really help this team, but it's something you want to consider. I like to give you guys all the angles, but let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think that Edwin Ríos has earned more playing time? How do you think the Dodgers should deploy Babe Rios? Let me know down below because I like watching him hit home runs. He's got that prodigious power, and his name is Rios, and he hits it in the stands. I know you want to see more of that, but let me know down below. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all the latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, interviews, breakdowns, and more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.